Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Nintendo fan video. This past Thursday, the Game Awards occurred, and they were full of many exciting announcements and award giving. New Horizons won the Family Game of the Year, which I think is pretty cool. But today I'm here to talk about Among Us, and specifically the new Airship map reveal. The game did win Best Multiplayer Game and Best Mobile Game awards, despite being released in 2018, which is amazing. But they also did a full trailer for the new map, which again is called the Airship from the Henry Stickmin games. And this is very exciting for me, and I'm sure many others out there, and I actually plan on playing the Henry Stickmin collection soon, but today I am here to analyze the trailer shot by shot and see what we can discover from it. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. In the first shot, the airship is shown rising above the clouds, and it looks pretty standard. I do still have a few things to say about it, though. The logo on the ship has been modified to show an Among Us character instead of a stick person, which I think is hilarious. And this is also where we first hear the music, which is like kind of a modified version of the Top Hat Clan's song with some Among Us space sounds and that kind of style mixed in. I don't know if this track is going to play during the games in this map, but either way, it sounds great. And then it fades to black, and we see the map will officially be called the Airship, and that's about all that's shown in that shot. And now we kind of get into the meat of the trailer. In the next shot, we begin to get a rundown from a Henry Stickmin character, the Reginald, which is hilarious. In this first shot inside the map, we see 9 characters themed after characters from Henry Stickmin, and there seem to be a crazy amount of new costumes here, specifically hats for the most part. And I'll kind of go around the characters and talk about what's new on each of them. So first we have the Reginald, who is only decked out in outfits already in the game. And then we have a group of 5 at the top. We see Mr. Macbeth wearing a new green/red colored hat with the old military skin. All the skins are old. Then Jeffrey is wearing, I believe, a very new tiny top hat with, again, an old suit. Munster, I don't know how to pronounce that, is wearing a new yellow hat that looks like it's made out of cheese. Henry is wearing a new hat himself, I believe, though it's only slightly different from the Top Hat Clan leader hat that's already in the game. Ellie is next with a pink pastel hat, and then we have Sven down there at the bottom with a new blue top hat and blonde hair combo, and then Bert with a new headphones and top hat combo. Lastly, we have the RHM, or right-hand man, and all of him seems to be new. We can see that he has a very wide-brimmed top hat, a laser eye that takes up part of his visor space, a large red mustache, and a half-robotic side. If I had to guess, I would say that the hat is one part of this, and the rest all comes together. So essentially, we have a hat and an outfit. The outfit just happens to be a new type. I would also guess that all of these hats in the RHM outfit will be in an outfit pack or a skin pack that can be purchased. If not all of them, I'm pretty much almost definitely sure that RHM will be. The last thing we can see in this shot is that the room is called the cockpit, and some apparent task locations are present, so we have some ports and such. In the next few shots, we see a lot of the new map. The first one has us running through a room called the Vault, and it looks like Sven is doing a task with the ruby in the middle of the room. We also see that Henry looks to have a task involving the mannequin on the bottom, as it is highlighted in yellow. This is also the only empty mannequin, so I presume that this has to do with putting clothes on the mannequin. Then there are the hats and outfits that these mannequins are displaying. These are all new, I believe, and if I had to guess, I would say that they will be free additions to the hats in the game, but I'm not totally sure. Then we see Henry enter a room called the Brig, where prisoners are held in the Henry Stickmin collection. There is an exit to the right and one to the bottom, where Henry goes. Then we cut to a completely different part of the map, this room called Security. There's a ladder at the top right of the room and 2 exits, the one on the right seeming like a good place for sabotage and possibly doors. It also looks like it could lead to electrical, because it's not, there's some wiring that's going around. Henry walks down by the left exit, and into another area of security where we see 3 stations. The bottom 2 look to be locations for tasks, as Henry seems to have a task at the right one. The top one looks to be for cameras, so you can look around the map, as we are in the security room. There's an exit at the bottom and one to the left that has a framed photo and a red carpet. That's going to be slightly important later. It also looks like somewhere door sabotage could go off. There's a lot of spots where you can see there are doors that could close. In the next shot, we see that Henry is doing a task involved with the meeting room, though it says medical at the bottom. So presumably it does say it's a two-part task, so presumably he is currently in medical, but the task will also lead him to meeting room. He is completing the empty garbage task, which is different from the tasks in the other map. This one is new. There seemed to be a garage of some sort above him with a vent or storage, and an exit to his left. One notable thing in this shot is that the taskbar is showing, which tells us what some of the tasks and what some of the rooms will be. We of course have the cockpit where you stabilize steering and enter an ID code. This stabilized steering task may be new, or it could be a renamed old task. Then we have a viewing deck room where wiring is confirmed as another task. The meeting room, which is different again, as I said, from the room in this shot. The gap room, and we see later what this room is, but very confusing title at first, but it makes sense later. And electrical, where you calibrate the distributor, which I believe is a new task, and divert power, which is an old task, to showers, which confirms that as a room. But as we will see later, there is also a bathroom, so if I had to guess, I would say that showers is sort of a section inside the bathroom. Back in the vault, this time we see a pile of gold and some gadgets on the left sections, there is also a vent on the left. There looks to be an exit on the left as well, and here we see what the task with the ruby was that we saw earlier is. It's a new task. We then cut to the actual meeting room, which looks like there must be an entrance somewhere far to the left, or definitely to the bottom. Henry moves down the ladder, a new feature to allow for multiple levels, which is exciting, to the gap room. And now we see why it's called the gap room, as there's a gap right in the middle. We know there must be a download data task here somewhere based on the taskbar shot, and we are introduced to another feature, a floating platform that serves as a shortcut to get to the other side of the room. As we see later, this platform looks to only be able to go one way. An important detail here, which I will cover more in depth at the end of the video, is that we can see the brig to the left here. At the end of the video, I am going to try and make an estimated version of the map, or at least part of it, based on the shots that we see in the trailer. So when we do see pieces of rooms, it's important to note them as they often show up in multiple shots. The next shot introduces quite a lot of things. First up, after meetings, you choose one of 3 spots to spawn. This is both really exciting for gameplay and serves as a reminder of how large this map must be. We can see that the 3 rooms are the engine room, records, and the main hall, which confirms all of these as areas in the game. And I must say that the main hall looks quite large. It looks to be comprised of about 5 rooms. I don't know if your options change after every meeting, but this is exciting nonetheless. The next shot is also very exciting. We see Henry spawning in the engine room, which I have to assume is around the bottom of the map. There looks like there might be something to the left, though it could just be where everyone spawns or just a spot for a task. And exits on the right, and I believe the top. Another exciting thing about this shot is that the taskbar is visible again. From this we can see that there is a lounge room and an armory, which is partially visible in the shot with the cockpit. We can also see that some of the new tasks are called Polish Ruby, which of course we saw, Stabilize Steering, again I think it's a new task, Clean Toilet, Reset the Breakers, which could be a new common task as it shows there are 7 options, or it could be a new long task. Empty the Garbage, which again we saw is a different task than the other one, and Put Away Rifles. The sheer amount of new tasks in this map is just kind of amazing to me, because that's probably not even all of them. We then cut to a sabotage occurring, though it's not directly shown what sabotage it is. It looks like it might be oxygen, as we see Henry walking left from the records room into the gap room, where we see there's a ladder going down to a little balcony that looks to have a keypad on it. So I would have to guess this is oxygen, but I am not 100% sure. Finally, we reach the last shot. Now this one is in the kitchen, which I believe, with I believe an exit to the top, possibly, although now I'm kind of thinking that there's no exit there and it sections off, but we don't know for sure yet. And exits to the left and right that look like opportunities for door sabotages. We see the right-hand man pop out of the vent, and a new kill animation is shown with the laser. This might be exclusive to the outfit, or possibly a free addition to the game. One notable thing that occurs here is that the shot lights up with the kill, and in the upper left corner we see some fancy-looking carpeting and some brown flooring in the bottom left. These might possibly be hallways or rooms that are nearby the kitchen. Sorry, my bad. The last thing really to say here is that the hall on the right is the same one we saw earlier when in security, meaning that these two rooms do connect. With all of that out of the way, I have at least attempted to piece together an estimated version of this map with the stills, so let's cut to that now. Hello everyone, and as you can see, I have sort of got an estimation of the map going, and as well as a lot of theories here, and this is where we're going to get kind of conspiratorial, trying to predict what's going to be happening. So, as you can see, I have sort of laid out the map here. Now, I should clarify that this here is meant to go kind of toward the right here. I just didn't have enough space to show it on camera, but essentially this whole area is going to then connect to here. Then, of course, we have the vault connecting to the brig. Brig goes down, and that's a mystery. We have the meeting room connecting to the gap room here, as well as the brig connecting there. The gap room goes across here. There's a little platform there where a sabotage goes off. I believe that's O2. And then we have records right here. Then towards down here, we have the engine room. Or again, this is, sorry, I should really say we have the kitchen here that will connect to security and then to another addition of security. Then we have medical and the engine room, and those are all of the shots in the trailer. And of course, I've connected most of them together, but for some of these, we got a lot of theories. So let's start up here. Now, we know that there are 3 locations you can spawn, which are records, which we see right here, the engine room, which I have the photo here, and the main hall. And the main hall is shown to have about 5 rooms, if I'm correct. And the perfect place for that seems to be in between the cockpit and the vault. These two should connect because of their color scheme and just, I believe, the way everything is laid out. And so we know that there should be about 5 rooms here. Now at the bottom right, you can't really see it, it's very covered in shade, but there are actually some weapons at the bottom right of that picture of the cockpit, so we know that that's the armory that is mentioned. And then you can't fully see this, sorry, but there is another room up in here that I'm guessing might be the bathroom or a viewing deck, because both of those rooms were confirmed, and the main hall seems like a good place to have them. And then I'm thinking the lounge might be here, I'll talk a little bit about that later. And then 2 mystery rooms. So 5 rooms should be going here. I don't know what all of them are going to be. Then, if we have medical over here, got a lot of theories about this. I'm thinking between meeting room and medical, sorry about that, there might be a hallway that connects them, or another medical room, because this room seems to be more of an office that could connect to a real sort of med bay type thing. And then up towards the top right of that medical picture, we seem to have a garage or a storage room, and that hasn't fully been confirmed, I don't think, but it is there, so that's a possible room. I don't know what tasks will be there, but that could connect to something else as well. And so I'm thinking that medical and storage could also connect to records, because as we see on the when you get to choose the spots for the spawn, we see that records cuts off at the top here, but it has exits to the right and to the bottom. And so I'm thinking the exit to the right could lead to medical, and that could lead to garage storage up here. So I don't know about that, but we'll see. Then, kind of moving over here, I'm thinking there might be a ladder, and I'll move the camera a bit. I'm thinking there might be a ladder to engine room here. I'm not sure, but they seem to have a similar color scheme right there. And it seems like a good spot to have that. Then, I will explain this a little more once I'm done going around the map, but I think the lounge might be top left of the kitchen. And I think there might be a hallway from here to the kitchen, because you can see all these 4 rooms seem to have very low lighting and kind of be more dark. And you can see here in the kitchen, there's the other side of the airship there. And so presumably these 2 are going to be fairly far away. They can't be in the same hallway. So it seems like this could definitely be at the bottom. And then this is an engine room, so it's most likely that it'll be toward the bottom. Security is also kind of dark there, and we see that connected to the kitchen through a hallway that is confirmed, I believe. And then there's a little exit from security here, and I don't actually know what that would be. It could have a ladder up to something, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's just a question mark for me. We have some lockers here, and then there's a little bit of dark area here where you start to see some wiring. So I'm thinking electrical might end up being here. Also, as I've said, there are exits going to the bottom of records, and so there might possibly be a ladder that goes up to records connecting this area, because there is a ladder right there, and I'm thinking that could line up quite nicely. Then if electrical is over here, I think there might be another ladder up to possibly medical or another room over here, because this is definitely not the end of the side. There was at least another room there. And so that kind of covers most of my written out things, but let me talk a little more about some of my more in-depth theories here. And this is very conspiratorial, but it's cut off here, but in the kitchen shot, you can actually see a little red carpet with some gold touches on it at the top right. And I'm thinking that like the only room that would kind of make sense for is the lounge. It could be in others, but I feel like the lounge is the most likely to have that. And so the lounge could be in the main hall. And if this is how it's going to work, again, the cockpit would be over here. Then the kitchen might actually be toward like below on this side. And again, I'm not at all sure about that, but I think this is probably the lounge here, so I put that there. So it could definitely be up there. That's why I put the lounge there. Anyway, this is really quite puzzling. We have no idea what the full map is going to look like. These are just kind of some of my theories that I found. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of all I have right now. I'm really excited to find out what the real map is going to look like when it comes to be January, February 2021. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, or let me know if you thought some of my theories were on point, or if you have some contradicting theories that you think might be right. Anyway, again, hope you enjoyed the video, and have a great day.